It's been a very strange week. Here I am in the Whitsundays in Australia at Whitehaven Beach. It's absolutely stunning. Quite a contrast from leaving dreary, drizzly, grey Britain behind. As the summer was officially over there, spring is in full force here. 25 degrees every day, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so the last video I posted about Charlie, and it took me a few days to process it. I really felt like the march helped massively, seeing the support there. People chanting his name was incredible, just hearing his name ringing throughout the streets of London. Then I felt like, hey, you know what? His life, the loss of his life wasn't in vain. Look at how many people he's galvanized. Look at how many people are now looking at Christianity and now looking at how restricted free speech is in the West, especially in the UK. It's been over 12,000 arrests in 1 year in 2023 for speech. They call it hate speech laws. It's actually anti-freedom of speech. I've just started listening to 1984, George Orwell's book 1984, which is a book about a dystopian world set in the UK, where everything that we know has been lost. Freedom, our identity, the ability to think, the ability to talk and say the truth. And a lot of it obviously was designed in communist Russia because of the time that the book was written. I think it was written post-World War II. But you can see some of those things coming into effect now. And yes, it's not quite to the extreme that it says. However, if you let this thing go on for decades long enough, then who knows what could happen. And there really is a point now in the UK with the way the population is changing, with the way they're changing the laws, the amount of people that are leaving that would be productive for the future, like millionaires, and the left will tell you, oh, we don't need millionaires, they don't pay tax. It's like, yeah, but they do create all the jobs. You know, so foolish people unfortunately are in charge, and yeah, it's in a dangerous place. And that march was hopefully one step in a mass movement to change all of that. And I think Charlie's death has woken people up massively to how political violence is not discouraged on the left. And then you have this thing about Jimmy Kimmel losing his job, and it's like, yeah, he lost his job because the network fired him, not because he was arrested or it was, decreed by federal law or the government, and then people are trying to use that to counteract an assassination of Charlie, and it's like, it shows how brain dead these people are. It's absolutely insane. So that is the world we live in. It feels kind of weird to be here, but I feel like this is probably a good place to be right now, and maybe a good place to settle, but it's still only like day 3 here in Australia. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's been interesting to follow everything in the online world about Charlie, the amount of support there is, and there's so much more support than there is hate. And I think people are starting to question, people on the left, on the centre left, are starting to question, who are these people I'm associating myself with, Because when I think about myself being on the centre right, being a moderate, and yeah, so I'm closely more associated to someone who is actually fascist or actually racist. But even on that march, didn't see any racism. These are the so-called fascists, maybe the top 10% of people that are sat on the right were there. And it really wasn't that bad. So there we go.